What's going on, everybody? Your boy Spakoli here, and today we're talking UFC 254, Gaethje versus Khabib. Now, you might see me wearing my Nebraska gear. I'm not ready to talk about it. We had a good defensive line, and I'm going to leave it at that. We're moving on to UFC 254, and that's all we're going to talk about. So to start things off, Magomed's fight. I don't know the other guy's name, so my man, if you're seeing this, I apologize. I just don't know how to say your name. I respect you, but I'm just not going to butcher your name. But Magomed and this guy fought back in February. Magomed knocked him out in the first round. It was a little controversial. It was a TKO, KO. It was controversial, so they ran it back today. It took him a little bit longer towards the end of the first round, but Magomed still got the knockout. He knocked him out twice. He got him on the feet. Once he fell down, the guy was able to recover, and Magomed basically just finished it right there. Uh, Magomed looked good. He looked strong. He looked healthy. He didn't look gassed. The other guy was getting kind of tired, man. He was taking a beating. So I see good things coming from Magomed for sure. Moving on to Lauren Murphy's fight. Lauren Murphy has been on a 3-fight win streak. She beat Roxanne Modafferi. She beat Andrea Lee. Today she ended up getting the submission against a very tough opponent, Lilia Shakirova. She's a tough fighter, but Murphy was able to get that submission, rear naked choke, and that was a great performance. I see great things coming from Murphy, and I've been seeing people talk about Andrade being her next fight, and I'm not mad about that. I think that'd be a good matchup, and I would absolutely be willing to watch that fight. Moving on to Phil Haas. Phil Haas made his debut tonight as a middleweight, and he ended up getting the knockout, 18 seconds. I'm pretty sure that's a record for middleweight. I might be wrong about that. But to see him come out and do the things that he did today, it was a great performance. It was, it was only 18 seconds, so you didn't really get to see much. But he came out, and that's all he really needed to do what he had to do. And I'm kind of interested to see who they match him up with the next fight. I don't even know who it would be, but I would be interested to see what is more in his arsenal. I want to see what more strikes he has, what combinations he has. I don't know much about the guy, so I'm gonna have to watch more fights. But he seems like a young fighter. He seems passionate. He seems aggressive, and I'm all about aggressive fighters, man. One of my favorite fights is Diego versus Clay Guida. So you know I love the brawlers, man. I love to see people throw punches, and this guy looks like he's coming to throw punches. And at a middleweight, bro, I appreciate the fuck out of that. Moving on to Walt Harris and Alexander Volkov. I'm a fan of Volkov. I like Walt Harris also. I think he's a passionate fighter. Unfortunately, he's had to deal with some things that I wouldn't wish upon anybody. But I'm a fan of Volkov, and he's kind of had an up and down career the past couple years. He was able to beat Fabricio Verdum, but he lost to Derek Lewis. He lost to Curtis Blades earlier this year. But today he was able to finish Walt Harris by kicking him in the basket, man, right in the bread basket. And the great thing about this Abu Dhabi COVID situation, without the fans, you can really hear the impact. You can hear the smacking of the gloves. You can hear everything. And when you hear fighters grunt, or they're like, "Oh man," that shit is, you know that strike hurt. And Volkov is a very precise fighter. His accuracy is incredible. He's a big guy. He's like 6'11" and fucking like 265. But to be that big and to be as technical and precise as he is, he's gonna have a great future, and I'm mad excited to see what else he can do, man. Okay, so now we're moving into the last two fights. Whitaker versus Cannonier. And I honestly had Cannonier coming out. I thought he was going to be much more aggressive. I thought he was just going to kind of rush Whitaker. And I thought he was just going to bring the fight to him. He was a little bit more into the game plan of targeting his front leg, trying to slow him down. But the thing about Whitaker is he's so elusive, man. He's a technically sound fighter. He will give you the space. He'll give you the space, but the way he punches, he doesn't come from up here. He comes from down here, and his punches come up, and he's quick. He'll hit you with the three-piece combo, and then he'll back out. And you saw that numerous times today when he was just picking Cannonier's right eye apart. Eventually, he ended up kicking him in the head after a two-piece, and it wobbled Cannonier. I was surprised. I thought it was going to be finished right then and there. But Cannonier bounced back, and he ended up actually hurting Whitaker towards the end of the third round. It wasn't enough. They ended up getting into the clinch a little bit. Whitaker got him against the cage, and that was the end of the fight. I like Cannonier. He's a young fighter. I like Whitaker a lot. He's a tough fighter, and the only person I've seen him lose to was Izzy. And I've seen him beat Yoel Romero twice. And to be able to do that, to me, you solidify yourself as a fighter. You are the top contender in my eyes because Yoel Romero is a beast. He's inconsistent at times, but he's also a scary fucking guy. And for Whitaker to come out here and put out the performances he did against him, and he had a good fight against Izzy. Izzy's just a talented fighter. But for him to come out tonight and put on the display that he did against Cannonier, I thought was a great performance. I did have Cannonier winning the fight, but that's just how MMA goes, man. Whitaker is a tough fighter. He's elusive. He's strong. He's quick, and he's durable, man. He's got stamina for days. He could have. He could have. Now that I think about it, that was probably his first 3-round fight in like 2 or 3 years. So he could have gone more. I would have liked to see another round, maybe a second one, but he didn't need it, man. He was able to finish the fight, and that was a great fight. That was a fun fight. So now getting to Khabib and Gaethje's fight. This, to me, I thought Khabib was going to have it in the bag. I like Gaethje. I followed him for a while. The one thing I've always known about him is that he has hands of stone. He will smash you and you will die. But his stamina isn't always the greatest. He's a phenomenal wrestler. But he always looks like he's gassed or he's just so tired. He comes out strong and he's always looking tired to me. So to me, when I was watching the fight, I thought Khabib was just going to take it to him and maybe tire him out a little bit and then just ground and pound him, submit him. I knew Khabib was going to win. I had Khabib winning the fight. I didn't think it was going to go that way. Gaethje came out strong. He was kicking his legs. He was really kind of picking him apart a little bit. He was tagging him on the ear. He was getting his jabs in there. He was mixing his shots up. He had an equal amount of headshots and an equal amount of leg kicks. And that's just a skilled fighter right there. But eventually Khabib did get second round. I had Khabib finish him in the second or third round, and he was able to get that triangle choke about a minute and a half into the second round. But a great performance. I mean, I saw Gaethje tap out like twice, and the ref didn't step in. Maybe he just didn't see what he was doing, or he thought he was defending it. I don't know, but Gaethje went to sleep for sure. And for Khabib to put that on was an amazing performance. I knew he was gonna win. I wasn't sure how exactly he was going to do it. I felt confident in Khabib's abilities to finish Gaethje. Gaethje is the prototype to beat somebody like Khabib, though. If I were to pick any fighter in that lightweight division, I would have picked Gaethje because his skill set and just who he is as a person, you can hit that guy with a fucking hammer in the head and he will still come at you like a zombie, man. Like Chris Lieben almost. I was like, he might be half dead, but he's still coming at you, man. But one thing about Khabib is he's going to keep that pressure on you. He's going to keep coming after you. He's not going to let up. He's just going to keep pushing you on your heels. He's going to keep throwing punches. He's going to go for takedowns. And that's exactly what he did. And I thought that was going to be a dangerous area for Gaethje to have to handle. He handled it okay. Obviously, it wasn't enough. But I think the hardest part at the end, watching Khabib go to the middle of the ring to let out his emotions after he got that victory. It was a good thing to see. It was sad. Rest in peace to his father. You don't wish that upon anybody. But I did not expect him to come out and retire. I didn't know that he was going to come out and say that he made a promise to his mother that without his father he's not going to fight. He came out and basically they unwrapped his gloves. He put him in the middle of the ring and he said, I made a promise to my family that with my father gone, I'm not going to continue to fight. And that's a very honorable thing to do. To be a person that sticks by your word. There's not many people that do that. There's people out there, but to be a fighter and to give up on your dream because of what he did. I mean, this Khabib is 28-0. He's 29-0 now, and he's laid it all out there. He's already proven himself to me as one of the greatest fighters ever. And you would love to see him go 40-0, 50-0, however far he can go. But to have it end like that, it was very sad. But a respectful moment for Khabib. So if I could say anything to Khabib, man, it's you know, you had a great career, and it was amazing watching you put on your display, man. It was amazing watching you do the things that you've done, be the person that you are, and it was very entertaining, and I appreciate that very much, very much. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's the end of the UFC 254. So towards the end of November, we have UFC 255 coming up. November 21st, I believe is the date. So we'll keep an eye out for that. We'll keep up with Bellator, Invicta, whatever else you guys want to see. You know, let's talk about it. I'll react to it. We can talk about it. Let me know who you guys had in the comments below. You know, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Please subscribe. We can talk about whatever. If you want me to talk about something specific, give me that subject. Leave it in the comments. Subscribe. Turn on your notifications. And let's get it, man. Until next time, guys, it's your boy Spakoli. Appreciate you.